Hey guys, what's going on? It's Russell again. Thought I'd do an update on the Michelle Small Account Challenge that we've been doing in SideKickTraders. If you're not a member, come and join us for a 2-week free trial. I'll leave a link in the description below. You come check it out. We don't just do a Small Account Challenge, we have a bunch of other awesome alerts that go out to members throughout the course of the day. So yeah, come and join us. But recently I've been talking about Michelle in SideKickTraders Small Account Challenge. You've probably seen the other videos. If you haven't, I'm trying to make a playlist of them so you can kind of go through and see the progression. What I'm trying to do is basically do an extremely transparent small account challenge where we go through and show you every trade, show you broker screenshots, show you the exact evolution of the account, and just try and bring some more transparency to the whole idea of having a small account challenge for people to grow from pretty much nothing to having a significant account. So this challenge is ongoing. It's not going to be like $500 to $1,000 or take a 500 account to 10,000. We're just going to keep doing it. Why stop, right? So the fact it's a small account challenge just means that we tried to start off with $500, but you don't have to. You can start with any amount of money at all. And indeed now I've actually started trading it in more than one account, where I'm using a slightly bigger account to trade with as well. Anyway, so the big news this week was we had another good week right up until Friday. And pretty much the Black Swan event that happens to everybody in trading, whether it's selling options, whether it's buying options or buying stock, every so often you're going to get like this really hard pull down in terms of your position's going to just fall 50% or more. And it's really those times that separate the people that are going to succeed with the people that aren't. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened on Friday, but first let me show you the results so far on the Ms. Small Account Challenge. So this is a plot here. You can see the account size started with 500 here. These are number of trades. They vary from 1 or 2 trades a day to 1 or 2 trades a week. So it's just when Michelle finds her best ideas and posts them in the Discord. So here you can see I've done about 22 trades or something. I think it's about 21 trades. And you can see that we started at 500 here and just slowly, made our way up here, all the way up to $1,500. And in fact, on Friday I actually had a lot more than 1,500. It was up more like 1,800. But then this happened. So we had this huge drawdown, and you can see it's the first significant drawdown in the whole account. And this was 2 trades. So the first trade was an NVDA. It actually spiked me way up off the chart here, and then I lost all of it plus more on the trade that went really badly against us. And unfortunately, this is just going to happen at times. And I hope the people that joined the small account challenge, this wasn't their first trade, because they would be like unnecessarily, put off from following this challenge. It's why we really have to kind of keep position sizes controlled so that you don't get confident. Like, I've been trading for 10 years and I still fall prey to all these usual mistakes. So as this challenge went on, in my other account I started to add larger and larger position sizes, because you become overconfident, right? You see this thing, just everyone's a win, and you just keep going up and up and up. So then you're like, well, why am I not using $10,000 per position, $100,000 per position? Well, this is why. Because one bad trade can really take down your account a bit. And even though this is a drawdown, it's still totally fine in my opinion. Like, to have one trade that goes against you and you learn from it is actually a really positive thing from what I can see. So I'll give you a little bit more details about the trade. So the morning was great. We had NVDA, and that really boosted up my small account to 191% growth. And then along came Amazon. And Amazon, on the face of it, looked like a great trade to me. So I'll show you the chart. So the chart was uptrending for most of the day on the 5-minute. We had this pullback and it started to continue up. And you could see, we had the cross here that you look for. Everything was going great. So we entered some risky calls, and they are pretty risky, but they're high risk, high reward. And sometimes you need to do that when you're trying to grow a small account, right? You need to take a little bit more risk at times, and for that higher reward, so you can try and boost your account. Unfortunately, this time it was just really bad timing. A couple of things went against us pretty quickly. You can see it knife edge down here which is not a huge drop, right? It's a huge drop if you've got volatile options, but it's not a huge drop in price if you're just looking at Amazon's stock price. But with volatile options that expire that day, it was devastating. So what happened, it seems, is a couple of things. So first of all, this bill came out. So this news was released around that time, which basically was the US Senate bill is going to try and limit big tech mergers. So 2 US senators have introduced bipartisan legislation that seeks to make it harder for Amazon.com, so a horrible time to be in Amazon.com, to basically make it really difficult for them to do these mergers. So the government basically really getting in their way and doing, really shutting things down for them. I don't fully understand the whole thing. You guys can go and read it. But essentially it came out and caused the Amazon stock price to drop percent or so. However, there was also so this was on StockTwits when it came out. Not good. But also later on, there was also news about massive selling by Jeff Bezos. I think that was relevant as well. Try and find it. Yeah. So around the same time, it also had this insider selling report, selling like $245 billion or something, and get mixed up with all the zeros here. You'd think I'd know better, but anyway, 72,000 shares of Amazon, so a significant amount. So those two things combined really hurt us, because the calls that we'd picked were, let's show you, they were Amazon 3560 calls, right? So the problem is, near the end of the day when they expire, just find my account, we're nowhere near 3560, right? We're at 3546. So as soon as news like that hits, this candle formed, boom, come down here, then there's absolutely no chance in the last half hour or 45 minutes that this thing is going to recover, statistically. So basically the calls became worthless from about $2.80 was where I entered, and they went to 0.4. So 92% of their value in the space of 5 minutes. And I stopped out when they were 92% down. Actually, I think what I did is tried to use my big account to buy here and hope for a bounce, but nothing really was happening. I didn't have the patience. I didn't want to make an even bigger loss, so I got out of those quickly too. But the small account was, I took one contract up here and it tanked and lost a significant portion of that position. However, luckily the position was well sized. It was, I think, $280 worth. So $280 on a $1,500 account is pretty much nothing, although it looks like a dramatic pullback. And it was shocking to see the options go from $2.80 to 0.4 in minutes. And it did faze me a little bit. I realized now when I'm plotting this, actually, it's not a big deal. It's going to influence the way I trade a little bit going forward with a small account challenge. I'm probably going to be more wary of end of the day, 0 days to expiration Friday plays. But it's a double-edged sword. I mean, I think this move up was one of those the week before, Tesla, I think. So it's tough. My suggestion at the moment, though, is if you do have a really small account and you're just starting out taking this challenge, be wary of these 0DTEs initially. So maybe just certainly don't be aggressive on them, because you can see that the danger would have happened around here, right? If I'd taken this play around here, it would have devastated the account because it would have been half the account, put in and lost almost all of that half, which would have taken me from 600, say, down to 300, and I have to struggle back up. So in some ways, the timing's not so bad here. I'd be surprised if we don't see any pullbacks like this. The hope is that we can learn from this pullback and this loss and adjust our own trading to suit our own risk profile. Our own. We all have different risk profiles. For me, I've been quite aggressive, and I was getting more and more aggressive. Luckily, I wasn't aggressive on this trade at all. So if I had been, this might have been a way down here. So luckily, I only took one contract for that, rather than going really hard, because sometimes, overconfidence, you might triple your position size. So I could have gone in with like $1,000 worth, right? and I'd have lost $1,000 worth and actually have a negative small account. So it kind of shows at least I'm doing something right in terms of managing the risk, even when the Black Swan event actually does happen. So yeah, if you guys are interested in coming and joining us, we do this small account challenge here. Is Michelle is awesome. She just keeps putting out these amazing plays. And in fact, one guy recently just said that she is by far the best trader that he has seen for these small account challenges. I can't find the thing at the moment. He basically said, in his opinion, and he's in a lot of the groups I'm in, Michelle is the best trader, day trader, and the most transparent day trader that he's ever seen. And I agree, she's awesome. So I'm excited for what next week's going to bring us, and hopefully we can make back this loss. Michelle keeps a record here of her different trades. She almost always posts like screenshots of her entries and exits as well. So yeah, anyway, just wanted to update you guys on that, and hopefully talk to you either in the chat room or in the channel. Alright, cheers guys.